Freaks and geeks of horror.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Freaks and Geeks of Horror podcast. We're here with the regular crew, Richie, myself, Nick, Hillary, and Paolo. Today we're going to be talking about the 2003 directorial debut of Eli Roth, Cabin Fever. It was picked by Hillary, and I'm going to toss it her way to explain why.
Yeah, so I've loved this movie since it came out. When it came out, I was, I think, 21 years old, maybe 20 years old. Came out in 2003. And I loved it because it was like what Richie was talking about last time. It's like a mix of comedy and randomness and like disgusting horror. And so it's always fun. It's always gross. And it's always got like the most immature dialogue I've ever heard, which makes it funny every time I watch it. And it's actually a really well-made film. And even though it seems like a very like ridiculous movie, like it's actually really well thought out and well made. So like the plot basically is that there's a group of college kids and somebody's mom has like made reservations for them at a cabin in the woods, and like they scorn her later in the movie for doing that.
Damn you!
Stupid Jeff's mom making bad suggestions. So like it's just classic because they're just like city kids. They're really immature. It kind of has like a American Pie type of feeling in the beginning. Really fun. Like everybody's like, let's have sex and drink a lot and do stupid shit. Let's play in the lake, and like it's just like so fun in the beginning. But then it all goes wrong when a hermit shows up at the door, and he's got a terrible skin infection. His skin is like falling off, and he's asking for help. Like they don't deal with it very well. They make some poor decisions about the hermit, and then they make enemies with the town, and then they all just die from either this infectious disease or from just being really stupid and like, yeah, just making bad choices.
Well, a lot of bad choices, for
yeah,
sure.
lots of bad choices. Because they're young and dumb.
Well, yeah, they all kind of turn it on themselves at one point too.
Yeah.
That doesn't help things, you know. Like it's not just like this disease is wreaking havoc on them. I think it's also like they're kind of wreaking havoc on each other. They're kind of, you know, they all go a little ballistic in their own little ways. So they clearly cannot handle the situation. Should have just got that Lamisil. Come on, guys.
Yeah. They all react differently for sure. Like they're all different, scared in their own ways. You know, like some don't want to be near each other. The other ones want to be helpful because they're scared of the people that have it. You know, so there's different forms of fear in that movie.
That's one of the things that stuck out to me is like how differently they were reacting. You got the two people like, again, touching Karen all over the place, moving, and then you got Jeff who's like, stay at least 30 feet away from me, running this way.
Jeff's comedy.
Yeah, so
the best.
like the inspiration for the movie is pretty cool. It is Eli Roth's very first film, and like he was inspired to make it because when he was a teenager, he had an opportunity to go to work on like a horse ranch in Iceland, and he actually got a terrible case of ringworm on his face, and he like scraped off his skin and had to go to the hospital, and it spawned the idea for the whole movie. And then one thing led to another. So
First of all, if you have ringworm, please don't scrape it off.
Don't scrape it.
Don't scrape it off.
Seek help. Be responsible. I think they one of the stories in the movie or one of the scenes was inspired by him like shaving and like actually peeling off his skin, and like, I mean, what a way to find out you've got a disease.
Yeah.
I heard when he went to the hospital, they were like, oh, we're gonna need a sample of your skin to figure it out, because you know he was in Iceland or whatever. They're all speaking different languages, so I'm sure that was super confusing. But I guess all he did was peel one of his scabs off and said, here you go. They're just like,
call me in the morning. Jeez.
Yeah, that's like a horror movie in itself. But
Pretty gnarly. Yeah, it has a lot of cool comedy scenes, I would say. Not necessarily meant to be comedy, but comedic, but just the lines that they have, and just the actors, the way they perform those little quotes it's hilarious. There's a lot of cool kill scenes as well, like a lot of cool ones as well. I really enjoyed watching it, rewatching it again. Watched it back in the days when it first came out, probably like 2003, 2004. It's when I watched it. Maybe like later 2004. I know I didn't watch it in the movie theaters. I watched it like on I think I rented it from Blockbuster or Hollywood Videos or something like that.
I think I did too.
Yeah. But one of those, TGI Fridays, get pizza, watch Cabin Fever. Nothing like it back in like the early 2000s,
Were you eating pizza while you're watching Cabin Fever?
Yeah, no kidding.
I could not eat.
But I have a strong stomach, I would say. But it was the first time watching it, so I didn't know what to expect. I was just like,
that's a good point.
It's one of those Friday nights.
Sure.
You get pizza, you watch a movie.
Sure.
It's good times.
Man.
Yeah, the characters are so silly in this movie. It's like, and I think we were kind of listening to see how Eli Roth actually cast everybody. I think he cast people not by necessarily auditioning them. I think he just wanted to talk to them and kind of get a feel for them. So he was like, when he cast the sheriff, Winston, I think his name was, Deputy Winston.
Yeah.
They were like, this guy says man a lot, so he's just going to be the cool, like always down to party kind of deputy. That's kind of just a low stakes, like kind of letting everything fly, barely doing his job. And then same thing with when he cast Bert, he was just like, apparently Bert was like, I think Eli was trying to give Bert, the actor who plays Bert, some suggestions on what to do, and how his character wanted to be. And I think he was rolling his eyes as he was telling him it. And he's like, "Oh, you're going to be perfect for this. You're going to be perfect. You're going to be the douchebag,
disrespectful, perfect."
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about the auditions for the girls in the movie?
No.
A little bit.
Get us hit.
So they auditioned them by having them do the airplane speech. If you're on an airplane, it's going down. You reach the person next to you, have sex. The auditions were scheduled. They happened on 9/11/01, and they were scheduled for after everything happened. And when that happened, I guess Eli Roth and the production crew is like trying to get a hold of everybody to try to put it off or let them know they're changing or whatever. Anyways, the chaos of everything, they couldn't, and they had to go through with it. And it was like auditioning that part on that day.
I know they started filming directly a month after 9/11. So
yeah.
I mean, it was a weird time. I think that the filming of the movie wasn't particularly smooth either, because I think because of the timing and the world events and everything, I think it got shut down a couple of times. Once because the anthrax scare. I think there was kind of a weird time in America, but people were worried that some anthrax was going to make its way through the mail system, because I think in DC there was some stuff that was happening. And then it got shut down later. I think because of unions. I think because he was kind of tied to David Lynch, and that word got around. And I think they initially thought like it was a bigger budgeted movie than it was. So I think the unions came kind of cracked down on him and was like, eh.
I know that when they started filming, they only started filming with like $50K, hoping that they would get more budget. They started like on a $50K budget, and they're like, well, let's just hope that we get more money for this, because if not, we're not going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah. They were like fundraising like the entire time they were filming.
Yeah. Which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally just flying by the seat of their pants, and still like being true to what his vision wanted to be, like he put a lot of things in there in that movie that would not necessarily they're rough, man. There's a few N-bombs there's a big N-bomb joke. Yeah.
There's some stuff that's not PC.
Yes.
And it that they liberally, they're calling each other gay and stuff like that, like people in the freaking 90s did.
It was immature times.
Occurrence, obviously the world has changed. But it's interesting hearing that little time capsule.
Yeah. That was wild to hear some of the stuff they would put on. I mean, for most people it's not a big deal, but if you do it nowadays or even like last year, it's just like, like
it's
people would freak out about it. It's definitely different times, and what you were allowed to say back then versus what you're allowed to say now.
I feel like they remade it nowadays. They would have to like heavily edit it.
I know they did remake it. Was it closer to now, or was it closer to?
I didn't see the remake.
No,
I don't know. All I know is that it's got lower ratings than Cabin Fever 2 and 3.
Oh wow!
So
what?
From what I heard, it was more. It was more. It was more. What's the word? It was more akin to what his original draft of the script was that he wrote when he was like in his very early 20s.
No
Do you
shit.
think- do you
Yeah.
think-
So
know that. That's
funnier?
cool.
I'm
Is it funnier
I'm-
then?
I'm curious if it was like the actors that didn't pull it off, because Cabin Fever had some, good performances. I feel from the actors. But Cabin Fever, the remake, you think the actors just didn't pull it off the way they should have?
What I read some snippet of it that somebody was pissed off because they said this was a shot for shot remake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was something too where like the horizontal shots were like shifted 90 degrees on certain shots or something to make it like seem cool. It just sounded really like a cop out of like, no, it is cool. No, it sounds like it sucks. I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
I think that the immaturity of the dialogue, like, really emphasizes how immature all of the cast is.
Oh yeah.
And I think that their immature helps to move the plot along.
Yeah.
Because they are so stupid. Like, we really get that these are like some of the dumbest, and some of them are the most selfish people like who've ever been faced with a catastrophe. And they act accordingly, and it makes it more entertaining because they mess up a lot. But yeah, so
they're all super unlikable.
Yeah.
It's hard to root for any of them. Like, eventually you see what they all are, and they're all, the girl in the beginning, when she's finally on break and they're out to go drive, she's telling a little kid, "Don't go to college."
Oh, yeah.
She's just like, Jesus, man. Yeah. Which, hey, maybe there's something to be said for that. But it was, that coupled with, Bert just wanting to shoot all the squirrels,
Well, he steals a fucking Snickers bar in the beginning.
Yeah.
He already
Yeah, he
starts
still-
off on a
yeah.
bad
That's
note.
But why did he
funny joke
steal
there.
it?
Yeah.
Why did he
You're
steal
like,
it?
Why did you steal a Snickers bar? He's like,
The nougat. Okay, well, let's get into it then. Like, the hermit arrives. Like, everybody's gone and done a little bit of their own thing on day one. It's just fun times. And then Bert accidentally shoots a guy in the woods, and it's just a
thinking
freaking...
it's a squirrel.
Yeah, he called it Mr. Woodchuck after he was
woodchuck or
hunting.
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm getting technical, but like,
What did he say? Like, why'd you shoot me?
yeah.
Gets up from the hole.
Yeah, and it's this hermit who has this like terrible skin eating disease, and like it freaks Bert out so bad, and then Bert basically like shoots at him again and runs away.
Yeah, he just runs them off.
Yeah, and then doesn't tell anybody. And then later that night, the hermit shows up at the cabin, and everything goes wrong. Like, they're very freaked out, and I think they barricade the door. And what does Bert say? He's like, "Don't let him in. He's gonna touch everything. He's gonna touch your douche." Like, oh my gosh! Like, it's just like a terrible situation, but so funny. And so they go out to try to help the guy. No, they go out because he's like getting into the truck, and he's wrecking the truck. He breaks into the truck.
Oh no!
And then they go in there, and then he's like, "Ah," and then like all the blood everywhere.
What cracks me up is like they all kick the shit out of that truck. I don't know.
Beating
If
the truck up. They even shoot the truck.
yeah, they shoot the truck. They beat the crap out of the truck so that it can't run. It's so funny. They're smashing the glass. They do more damage to the truck than to the dude that they're trying to get out of the truck.
And then he gets out of the truck, and then he starts going towards the ladies, and then towards the women. They like spray him with bug spray.
Yeah, it's like hairspray or something.
Yeah.
And then it just ignites.
No, Ryder Strong has a torch and touches him on the arm, and it lights up because he's got like this like aerosol can spray all over him, and he turns into a walking ball of fire.
It runs off howling into the woods.
Yeah, none of them
Oh
are
my
great
God.
with fire. It's like between lighting the dude on fire, and then Bert, as soon as he gets down and instead he sees the fire pit and makes the circle around the fire pit and lights it on fire, and then just leaves.
Yeah.
It's like, what? They all come back. It's
What the hell did you do
don't
this
they're
for?
play
all
with
terrible
fire.
with fire. Oh, sorry, I kicked your mic.
Yeah, so
And we have special guests today. We got Bowie and we got
The little
Marshmallow.
pups.
They're hanging out with us today.
They're being sweet
Guest
pups.
of honor.
Yeah, they're just really they like attention. So we're giving them a lot of like rubbies. So don't mind us.
One like for 2 dogs. Come on, guys, let's do it. Let's see though. Oh yeah, and at that point, after the hermit pops up. What's his name? Henry.
Henry, yeah.
Henry,
that's
cousin
right.
Henry.
Yeah.
Apparently,
He knows better. The
Yeah.
audience.
They all start kind of. I forget what happens. Hold on.
they go to the pig farm. They find out that that's her
right.
cousin. They book it, and then they the cop is that Winston comes after that.
Comes up. Yep.
Everybody
you're right.
splits up because like the truck is destroyed. It doesn't run anymore because they just like destroyed it.
Yeah. So they got to figure out either how to get back. I think they're kind of trying to bail on their plans because stuff's not working out. I don't think Bert's admitted to anybody that he shot somebody, but I think he's not feeling great about the situation. He sees the guy with the rash.
Yeah, so it's like after
That's when Wilson comes around, right? Is that his name, Wilson?
Winston?
Winston.
Party man.
Yeah,
man.
so
Party.
like after the hermit's gone, like everybody goes on some side quests and like does a bunch of like little things all on their own, and nobody tells anybody about any of it. So yeah, like two friends go looking for a mechanic. And then they end up in a Texas chainsaw murder type of environment where a lady's like gutting a pig and then she starts punching it in the guts and she's like, this meat's no good. It's all poisoned.
Yeah.
And then we meet Winston, the Ryder Strong character encounters him. And he's a weirdo who rides a bicycle, apparently, as a deputy.
In the woods.
In the woods.
With the helmet.
With the helmet.
With the helmet.
Gosh.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. So Bert, what does Bert go off and do?
He's with Jeff. He's with the blonde guy.
That's right.
And they're
were
looking
paired
for the
up.
mechanic. And then like when it turns out that the lady they're talking to is like, oh, have you seen Henry? That's my cousin.
Oh,
they're
that's
like,
right.
no, we have not. There was just like some homeless dude that we like hit with a bat because he was scary.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell her that they lit him on fire and just let him run off into the woods. So
And then they end up saying, "Oh, it was our friend. He got crazy."
Our friend Walter.
yeah, they
Fucking
changed the
asshole.
story like a bunch of times. Let's see. All kinds of things happen.
No, for sure. What are some of your favorite kills in this movie? This is a good one.
They're all gross.
I mean, for me, like one of the
go
coolest one is the screwdriver to the ear. Just like clack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's fumbling for the
does that
box.
guy at the end.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And he just like cuck
Yeah.
in
that
the
one was
ear, and
funny.
just like
That was very unexpected.
that was unexpected, and it was a different type of kill than the whole movie, right? Like, I mean, there's a couple of, like shooting ones, but for the most part, it's because of the disease, right? Like, like the disease leads to them getting killed or something like that. But that one in general was kind of cool because it was just like out of nowhere, just a screwdriver to the ear, and he's
aim,
gone.
too.
It was good aim, yeah.
Like it kind of like makes sense why Quentin Tarantino kind of showed interest in this movie.
For sure.
Because it was such a Quentin Tarantino type of like Pulp Fiction moment. The screwdriver to the ear.
I'm thinking about that. That's a good observation.
Yeah, there was a few surprising directors that were big fans of this when they came out. I think Quentin signed on or co-signed, I should say, and really liked it. And I think he wound up working with him on Hostel.
The other movie,
Producers, I think.
The other kill that I really liked was they didn't really show it, but they showed the aftermath, and that's when that girl, what's her name?
Marcy?
I think it's Marcy.
Marcy, she's her legs are all bloody because she just shaved.
Yeah, that was
right.
really.
And then she walks outside and her legs are all bloody and stuff. And then the dog's like, "Hoof, hoof," and he just comes in and attacks her. Doesn't really show, but then at the end it shows, like towards after that scene, it shows like her foot on one side and her body parts just all over the place. That was a gnarly kill too. Even though we didn't see it, like the imagination, it kind of gave it to you for like your imagination to run wild on it, you know? So,
you didn't have to see it too.
Yeah.
No, it was good.
It was
Yeah.
so good.
I think that was one of the most disgusting kills too. And like we didn't even see it.
Yeah.
It's just the idea of a dog like shredding you to pieces is
Yeah.
so disgusting.
Yeah, and then right after that, it's like the other girls in the cabin, and then when what's his name? Ryder, what was his
Paul.
Paul.
When Paul he comes back and he sees like all the body parts, he goes in there and she's still kind of alive, and then he like gets the
It's like
shovel,
a pickaxe or something,
a
right?
pickaxe, yeah,
Something like
He
that.
just starts slamming her.
Yeah, there's a real turning point there because
He goes crazy.
You see, it's just like, oh, okay, he's hit the like I'm off the deep end kind of switch, and he just
Maybe it's that disease
kills a bunch of
just
people.
getting to him, you know. So
yeah, it could be that too, huh?
Didn't seem like he had the kind of like sympathy for somebody he was in love with in 7th grade.
yeah.
He was just
Yeah.
kind of sitting there
Right?
thinking like, how do I do this?
Well,
Yeah.
also, it's like as soon as
Just turned on her.
as soon as she got sick, he was just like, oh man,
saw
this
her
Marcy
face.
chick.
He's like, who?
Well, he got with the Marcy chick right after that. He's like, she was suffering.
yeah.
Like,
That was
what's
their
her name?
side quest.
Yeah.
Side quest.
Yeah,
They went on a
that's
side
definitely
quest
number
together.
quest.
Number 3.
Really
Sorry.
quick on that topic. Remember earlier in the movie when he just happens to go looking for Jeff and he walks in the room? He's probably looking for Marcy. Realize, oh shit, you're busy. I'll go back to this other girl who doesn't.
That's
like
true.
me.
That's true.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that dude
It's
had
there.
some
Yeah.
weird motives for sure.
And like honestly, it's Paul's fault. He doesn't realize that he's doing it, but it's his fault that Karen is sick because he keeps on giving her water.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know that bet that the Bert and Jeff made about like, oh, I bet you I can only drink beer. That actually saved them for a while until Bert, of course, drank that last.
Lost the bet.
He lost
lost
the bet
the
by drinking
bet.
some water. But yeah, in the beginning they make this bet because the water's all contaminated with the original patient zero, basically.
So yeah,
Henry.
that's how it started, right? Like, so it starts off like basically the guy gets burnt up, after Paul burns him up, accidentally.
Yeah.
But
that was my favorite kill.
Hopefully the rain put it out. Like I don't know if
the
you
water
caught
supply
that.
put it out when he fucking fell.
Yeah,
Then
some
they find
water
his body.
did.
They find his body next to the water supply, where the water gets supplied from, and then
Ugh.
all his bacteria and his blood and stuff is going into their drinking water.
Yeah.
So they're just drinking hermit blood all throughout the movie.
Drinking hermit blood.
Bacteria, still water.
They
Dude,
show
yeah.
the body and then they show the pipe coming up and then they just like track the camera across
for
it.
sure.
And that's how you know, like, oh, everybody's
Yeah, they don't need
gonna
to
be
say
fucked.
anything.
Like,
Everybody's
That's
jacked.
it.
Yeah, they're done.
It's on the
job, Eli.
move. Yeah, that was like a very disgusting moment too, because he's gonna fall on the body.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know he's gonna get like all up in there.
you can feel it when he does. Too.
I mean,
Yeah.
even that
Like,
river. That river is just
Yeah.
like such a good scene to have in that movie, because it's not just that scene. There's also the ending scene, So no matter what, it's like that river keeps on giving. I guess it's the river that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
100%.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's a good. I didn't think of that, but yeah, Paul, I think after being infected, winds up staying alive the longest. So maybe it did have some kind of effect on his brain too, because he just became like a killing machine.
Yeah,
I'm
he
thinking
started
about
killing
that.
everybody. He
Yeah.
even went to the underage drinking party, right?
Yeah, and knocked out
Blues
Winston.
party, man.
Walked out the Winston who was trying
The
to
band.
like basically
Yeah.
help
He
him.
like assaulted the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, that too.
That's the
Yeah.
guitar.
Okay. Did you
Yeah, that
guys
was a
catch
sweet
the
bit.
part when like the fight with the band was about to get going and the harmonica player like pulls out his harmonica and he starts to like provide like fight music?
He plays an ominous like note. It's like, it's like, oh.
And then the next
fight
thing you know,
time.
it's been punched down his throat, and he's got like, oh my gosh, he's
making
got
a
like
noise
a
and
harmonica
Yeah.
horizontally down his like trachea.
That's crazy.
Oh my
That's a crazy
gosh.
scene for
He
sure.
falls back into frame with Winston and he starts coughing and it's making the harmonica too.
That's so silly.
You know about Paul, man.
Oh my
he
goodness.
kills like 2 animals back to back. He blows that dog away and then he kills the deer right in front of him.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
He's
dude.
driving
Let's
it.
talk about the adventures of Paul.
Yeah,
let's do that.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good adventure of Paul. When he hits the deer, it's
Yeah.
such a little. It almost feels like some weird Evil Dead scene because the deer hooves. Are you talking about when he runs it over? Right?
Yeah.
The deer hooves are like through the windshield, and it's like they're honking the horn. It's like he's trying to get away from it. It's like
That's right.
that part was killing me. But yeah,
Yeah,
it goes
that
on the way.
part's
So
funny.
who does he have on his? Because I think he definitely had the most kills.
Oh,
other
yeah.
than the disease itself. He killed
He kills a bunch of hillbillies.
kills-
the blonde girl. What was her name?
He killed Karen.
Karen. That's
Killed
right.
Karen. The 2 animals.
He killed the animals.
I feel there
killed-
was.
He kills all the,
The
like,
hillbillies at the
hillbillies.
end. He kills like 1, 2, 3
Yeah.
of them, I
3.
think. The screwdriver. The
Yeah.
Oh, Bert kills one of them.
Bert kinda helps
and
out,
then one of the
blasts one of them.
hillbillies, one of the hillbillies
Killbillies.
kills
That's good.
another hillbilly because like he falls back and shoots him in the abdomen. Yeah, I think that's his kills, but it's a lot of kills because his are intentional.
Yeah.
He's like a murderer at some point.
Yeah.
It's not like these
not
are
like self-defense.
terrible accidents or like freaked out self-defense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he goes on a tear, and like it's a total contrast. Like from the beginning, he's like seems like the most level-headed like out of all of them. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's a sweet kid.
It's Boy Meets World.
Trying to, yeah, it's Boy Meets World, right? And then he's just like, fuck all this.
Yeah,
And just, all goes to hell.
For sure.
Yeah, the quiet ones. You gotta look out
and
for
at
them.
the end, they're like try to like he goes. They take him, right. They basically can't do nothing, or they take him to the hospital. He goes to the hospital,
Right.
and then he goes to the hospital and he sees that rabbit.
Giving Dennis pancakes.
Yeah, what was that all about?
Yeah,
Just
so
some random
the-
hallucination or something?
Hallucination, maybe is the fever.
The
Fever, right? And then they start asking him questions, and then he's all like, he says, I'm sick.
Like, it looks like Bert's marshmallow, the guy in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
They're like,
They're like, what are you talking about?
Well, you know, there was a rabbit in the movie. It was the first scene where Henry, the
fights
hermit,
the dogs.
Yeah, he like is bringing a rabbit that he killed to like feed his dog,
And the dog's
then,
dead.
Yeah, and then he finds out the dog is dead, and that's probably when he gets sick. Is he like
Well,
starts
the dog
messing
has
with the
that
dog?
sickness,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it was decomposing.
Yeah.
Can we
like
talk about that scene for a second? Like, Henry, he looked like Scott Weiland, did he not? From
Oh,
Stone Temple
what? Now I
Pilots?
gotta watch it again.
He totally does. Anyways, I thought it was hilarious in the beginning because like the dog's sitting there with its mouth agape, tongue hanging out, and he's like, "I'll bite you a rabbit." He's like,
Yeah.
what's wrong?"
Yeah.
Feels it. He's like, I don't know. And then he lifts it up and gets sprayed with blood, and he's
Yeah.
like, something's wrong. Like,
Doesn't notice there's no insides to the dog.
Oh,
Like
Trying
that
to feed
thing's
the rabbit.
horrible.
that thing's fucking dead.
Yeah, that was good. That was
so
good.
dead.
Jesus.
Oh, and okay. Dr. Mambo. Dr. Mambo is fucking pissed too. So maybe like the thing that happened to the Ryder Strong character where he like
Yeah.
hits rage, maybe that happened to Dr. Mambo too.
That makes sense
Because he goes around
was
trying to kill everybody.
Killing people too. That was an
Yeah.
aggressive dog.
I never put that together.
So you
That's
guys know what type of dog Dr. Mambo is?
Is he one of those
Is it
like
a German
special German
No, what they
shepherds?
said.
Malinois?
No, what kind of doctor is he?
Is he a professor
Oh,
or
he's a professor.
physician?
That's
What kind of doctor is he? Is he a doctor?
professor of
physician?
being a dog.
Oh yeah, that's what they said.
Faced. That's my favorite part of the movie. The
It's
cameo
so
by
good.
Eli Roth
Yeah.
as,
So good.
as Grim
Yeah.
with the dog. Who's just, he just invades the little campfire. That whole scene is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, it's a good one for
guess,
sure.
Oh, they're like, get out of here. It's like, oh, guess I'll just have to smoke all this weed by myself.
Come on down.
It's like, no, you're good.
You're coming back, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And at the end, they find him in the cave, right?
Oh,
In
Ham.
the
Yeah.
cave, yeah. With,
Ryder Strong finds him.
He was
Yeah.
just, they didn't really, he was torn in half.
Yeah,
it looked
yeah.
like, right?
yeah,
It's
I was
Dr.
wondering what
Mambo.
happened.
The dog.
Because that's where Jeff went to
Dr.
go.
Mambo.
Mambo.
Oh, shit.
But that means he got killed by his own dog.
Yeah,
What the heck?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
The dog was going crazy.
He's a doctor
I
of
didn't-
being an asshole.
Doctor,
sometimes.
doctor of killing,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, man.
I thought it was a dick.
No, that was another funny scene that I thought right before that, when that led to the cave where Jeff is starting to figure out like, okay, clearly this is some contagious thing that's going on. He just takes a few cases of beer into a cave and just says, "Y'all figure it out." Basically, he's like, fuck you. He said, he drops like a bunch of F-bombs just in a row. I don't remember exactly what he said. And then he just bounces to the cave and is just like, I'm going to go drink in a cave.
That's one of the best scenes there. He's like, "Oh, you fucking fuckers, I don't want to get sick, but you just
Yeah,
fucking punching her."
yeah.
I'm leaving. He covers his mouth and he's like limping away the whole
Yeah, he has the rag over his mouth every
It's like
once in a
speed
while.
walking away as fast as he
gets out of
can.
there, and it actually saves him, like just drinking beer.
Almost.
So we also have Paul being a peeping Tom, So
Oh, that was
my
another
God.
that was
that's
so
another
funny.
side quest.
Yeah, I mean, he messes up so bad. He was, that kind of goes back to like what with everyone's little side quest. It's like he went out to look for help, finds a house, and he's like, cool. But instead of being a normal person and knocking on the door, he sees a naked lady in there and starts just peeping Tom in.
Through a window.
And then
like,
immediately gets approached by what I'm assuming is the husband, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, my friends need help." And it's like, "Nah, that opportunity is past. You need to get the hell
That's
out
my
of
wife,
here.
right?
It's my wife. My
That's
friend's
my-
sick.
Yeah,
That's my wife.
It's just like, you need to leave, dude. And then he goes back to camp. He's like, I couldn't find anybody. It's just like, yeah, why would you want to tell people that that's what happened?
Yeah, he keeps it a secret, super
It was a great
secret.
scene, like when you think about it, because it's like his whole his hormones got him in trouble,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Stupid
yeah.
fucking college student. He's
Yeah.
like, oh wow, she's sexy. I'm not gonna ask for help. And then he just alienates any help he could get. Now they're
Just screwed
fucked.
it up. It's like,
like,
nope,
wait
you
a
lost your
minute.
opportunity for help. That was great.
Yeah, that part was fucking funny.
One of my favorite quotes. I mean, Bert has a ton of good lines, but
Yeah,
one of my
yeah.
favorite
So good.
ones was after they he goes and does the firing thing, and they put it out. He comes back, and they're like, "What the heck? You were just gonna let that thing burn?" And he's like, "What are you, Smokey the Clown?" And it's like, "Don't you mean the bear?" It's like clearly that guy did not pay attention to any kind of forest fire etiquette. It's so good.
He says something else that's, I don't know, he just cracks me up. They're
There's a lot of good scenes. Even
Yeah.
like the one that's like at the end with Bert or whatever as well, when he's trying to like go find help, and then the pancake scene, right? So it's like not Bert in particular, but the little kid.
Yeah.
Dennis.
That was
Dennis.
Dennis.
don't go
He's
near
like,
Dennis.
he's like pancakes, and he runs at Bert and then bites him in the hand.
He's doing taekwondo.
After the taekwondo.
He does like the spinning kick off
He
the
does
thing.
taekwondo. What the hell?
Yeah.
That is the
Forgot
most-
about that.
I think
Chefs off the porch.
I think he just put little things in there to entertain himself, and I think people didn't know what to think of it. To me, I appreciate stuff like that because it's like it's totally him. You get to see what kind of person Eli Roth is, what kind of things go through his mind, because it's completely random. It's just some blonde kid with the mullet yelling pancakes, throwing spinning roundhouse kicks, and it's there might not, it might be funny to him and maybe a couple friends, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have any, like, it has minimal impact on the story, but we all remember that scene. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a memorable,
Such an
silly
enjoyable
scene.
scene.
There's so many little scenes like that where it's just like, or like the bunny hallucination too, you know? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like all these little weird little random things. I almost thought that was kind of an homage to like The Shining.
So do you know?
Yeah,
Bear
but
Cosby. Yeah.
Do you know who played the bunny?
Mm-mm.
You will never know.
This is the credit said.
Yeah.
We'll never tell.
Oh, we will never tell, right?
Oh,
We'll never
what?
tell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it said you will never know, but I think it's you never
You
tell.
might be right.
No, it's
But
one
they
of
did
those
not
two.
tell us, and
They didn't
apparently
tell us.
we won't be finding out anytime soon.
So that's what they put in the credits.
Oh, I didn't
you will
catch
never
that.
know, you will we will never tell, or something
Now I'm
like
very
that.
curious.
Wow.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I love that.
I think like you're talking about like Dennis and the random character, like, so you got like Winston, fucking Grimm, Dennis, all these over the top characters. That's David Lynch shit right there. Like
Yeah, very much.
Yeah,
lady
you're
with
right.
the
Good
log,
call.
like just
yeah.
over the top, but like not in a way where you like disrespect the film. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this,
yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And they give you just a little taste of it too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not like
that's
this
what it
character is going to be here like for a long period of time.
Overpower the movie.
Yeah, just
That's-
a little
yeah, good way to
taste.
put it for sure.
Yeah.
I think I remember owning this. We convinced my parents to buy a lot of silly DVDs back in the day, and I think this was one of them. Because I distinctly remember, I don't know what made me think of it. I think I was doing research on Eli Roth, and it said something about the rotten fruits, and I was like, "Wait a second!" And I was remembering back, and I was like, "That was a special feature on the DVD of it. It was like a little claymation, like little 5-minute skit that he did about these fruits." And you can look it up on YouTube now. It's so silly, but it's like basically this British rock band, and each one of them is a different fruit. And they're all degenerates. It's like 5 minutes long, but if you
And it's
guys are looking
gory.
for a little companion piece, and this is something I think he did back when he was in NYU at the film school there, it's super silly, but there's like some good jokes in there. And it's like, okay,
awesome.
This guy's got like a sense of humor, and I appreciate that. I feel like, not all of his movies are like that, but I think he definitely he's not shy about interjecting humor into something kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at all. There's a lot of little things too. We watched it a few times. I think we all did, and like each time, like I think I say this with like everything, right? But like the funny stuff is what I noticed that I didn't notice before.
Oh, yeah,
right?
sure.
I'm like, oh, I didn't hear that shit Bert said. Like it's got value for sure.
Yeah.
So towards the end of the movie, you realize that everybody's basically gonna die, right? Like I said, that lake just keeps on or that river just keeps on giving. Towards the end, there's some kids, they're about to make lemonade, and they get this big old jug, and they get the water, and it's the same lake that was giving the disease or whatever.
Right.
And now Paul's
the
body's
fever.
in there, so it's twice as bad.
Yeah. Paul's
Yeah, go
been
ahead.
dumped down at the river.
Yeah, he gets dumped down in the river, and now like the kids are making lemonade, and then the cops that saved the day, or not save the day, but burn the bodies and all that
Right.
stuff. They're like, "Oh, let's try some lemonade," and he's like, "Oh, it's great lemonade. I'm gonna get you guys to get lemonade too." And then all the cops are drinking lemonade, and then after the credits, it's like they're having like a big old celebration, and everybody's drinking lemonade. The whole town's drinking
Right.
lemonade. So yeah, everybody's pretty much dead.
All toast.
How ironic is that though? Like if you think about it, none of the main characters died of the disease.
No.
But everybody else who tried to, who had, a role in their death somehow or whatever, they end up getting the fucking
Good
disease.
call.
What?
Another thing that I was always kind of like, why? So I think Winston was tasked with getting rid of Paul's body.
He was tasked with finding the underage booze party.
Yeah.
But,
Sorry, go
but
ahead.
when he dumps Paul's body, he just dumps it right back into the reservoir.
Yeah.
Well, and so I
Like,
was
what?
always looking for like
And they're like, you got rid of the body, right? And he's like, yeah.
I thought that he was supposed to go like shoot him or kill him or something. Like I couldn't figure, like, because you see at the end, like when he's laying in the river, I don't know if it's a mistake, but like he twitches.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I don't think he
is
was
still
dead.
alive? Or?
Yeah, he was probably
They
almost
don't, because they
dead.
don't show him dying or anything. It was just him riding with Winston.
Yeah. He's talking
And then
about,
before you know it, he's, it just shows him face down in the lake.
maybe it was a cut scene that was taken out of the final movie.
Yeah.
Where he shoots in the back.
Yeah.
But
But hey,
there was a few minutes cut off from the movie, correct? I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were. I
They,
don't know
they
exactly.
said from the movie that they like cut off like I think 9 or 10 minutes or something like that.
It makes sense because they talk about that basement at the very end, and that was from a scene that they cut. So you just really don't like think about it. You're like, oh well, whatever. But yeah, that's something that happened there.
Yeah.
I don't mean to go back to like the.
No, please go back.
Go back.
Go
But
back.
there's something where I thought was kind of interesting about the funding of the movie. Apparently, there was one investor who was kind of on the fence about
fence.
giving him.
I heard
It
about
was
that.
like a $300,000 investment that he was going to cut. That he was going to help out the film with, and I think he was kind of teetering. He saw like a rough cut, and he was kind of not really feeling it. But he wound up showing his son the rough cut, and his son liked it so much that actually helped him decide to give Eli Roth the next batch of funding.
Oh what?
And it's so wild because that's $300,000, and I think Eli Roth still thanks that kid to this day.
Anonymous
Because it's
kid.
like
Yeah.
if that kid did not push, it did not enjoy what I was doing, this movie might not have ever been made, especially
Yeah.
the shoestring budget that it was on.
Yeah.
They had a lot of troubles shooting with, I think what's his name, Jeff, wound up getting these eye infections
Yeah.
too. So they were constantly having to shoot him from the profile and like shoot nighttime shots indoors. Like they were shooting at all different times of the night.
Yeah.
So
he
it was
fucked up like 4 times, I think. Right?
yeah, I think they had to. It was quite a battle, I think, to get through it. And for a first effort, it's pretty solid for as far as directing goes. Like. It hits a lot of different notes. It's not very long. I want to say it's like 90 something minutes or something like
It's the
that.
perfect
It's like,
length for
thank
a
Yeah,
gory
perfect
horror movie.
length.
Bring back the 90-minute movies. Thank you.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, that was perfect, I think. So
Yeah. Never dragged. But yeah, solid movie. I dug it. Great pick, Hill.
great
Amazing
pick.
pick.
Yeah.
So
Thank
I got something today in the mail.
Let's
And it was just
see.
a box. And I was like,
Uh-oh.
what the hell is this box?
What's
it's
in
like
the box?
it's a square. It came in a square. And I was like, what is this? And then it had this note. It says,
What?
the box you opened it, we came. It's a means to summon us, explorers in the future, in the further regions of experience, demons to some, angels to others.
What
Oh
the
my
heck?
gosh. Is it from a Cenobite?
That's from Hellraiser. What?
Hell yeah.
I was like,
Don't mess with that. Please don't mess with that. Please don't mess with that. That is really cool.
I choose the Leviathan.
and yeah. So I got this letter.
That's cool.
And I was like, and I seen it. I got it today. There's my good friend Jason Church. You know what I'm saying? Out in
Canada?
Canada. Yeah.
That's really
He
cool.
sent
Good job,
me this.
Jason.
Yeah, what's up, Jason? And then he's all like, this might bring up some conversations and in your podcast. And I was like, oh, that's sick. And I got it today, and I told him, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get it.
That's legit.
That's
And
really
you can
well
open
made.
it up too. It's freaking sick.
Oh man,
Has a little stand too. Like,
that is super
Dude,
cool.
That's
what
an
is that,
awesome
metal?
gift. Where's mine?
I'm scared. I don't want to mess with it.
Bring it
Sorry,
over
can
here.
you pass it over?
So I believe you could open it.
It's beautiful.
Oh God, please don't.
Oh, you can open it? Because
Yeah.
I saw there's cracks where you can like
know.
see through it.
So there's a way to open it. I opened it earlier. Hold on. Oh, there it is.
Oh my gosh.
Oh snap!
So yeah, it opens up.
What?
Dude, that's rad. It's
That's
like
really cool.
turning
It's really
stuff.
well
That
engineered.
doesn't turn, but
Oh what?
oh, you turn it. Yeah.
Oh,
You put it in either
man.
way.
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh dude, that's really cool.
It's so sick.
Oh my goodness.
Nice job again,
tight.
Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out, man. That's rad.
I got it today, right in time, and I'm like, oh, I'm talking about this.
That's really cool, dude.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
That's good. Don't summon.
I don't
Don't summon
know.
anything.
Don't-
We don't need no Cenobites hanging out.
Maybe it's a blessing that I don't understand.
Yeah.
That's tight.
But yeah, like I said, I got it today, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're talking about this for sure.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, thank you for this, man. Much love, and
So
yeah,
rad.
Definitely
That
so
is
badass.
cool. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
I love small and intricate gifts.
Oh, dude, it came in a box too,
details.
and it didn't have nothing in it. And I was like, and I opened it, and the first thing that pops off is that letter, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. And then I knew what it was right away, and I'm just like, this is sick. I'm gonna talk about this. So
Heck
yeah,
yeah.
definitely
That's
very, very
rad.
cool.
Word.
Within to say, so Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Are you guys doing anything fun, creepy, or anything like that? Not necessarily creepy, but
I'm going to El Torito.
El Torito.
Yeah, their food is yet to be creepy, thank God. It's one place that's always consistent. I don't have to, well, I never cook, but I don't have to help clean. So I'm stoked on that.
Right.
That's going to be amazing.
That's
What about
cool.
you guys?
So I'm gonna spend it with my brother and my mom's, and we're gonna at my brother's house, but we're gonna have dinner over there, and I'll probably come back and try to watch like some movies and stuff like that. But you know what? I've been meaning to get back to like basically like TV shows, like creepy ones or whatever. Like you have the kind of like the Outer Limits type of stuff.
Oh, man,
you know what I'm saying?
sounds good.
Like those were very cool watching, and yeah, just anything, you know. You have the old Goosebumps that I want to get back into. I know they're like on Disney Plus or something like
Yeah.
that. So I've been wanting to catch up on like some stuff, or Are You Afraid of the Dark even, you know?
Yeah,
like
that's classic stuff. Right
yeah,
there.
I have been watching here and there is the Tales from the Crypt, but like the cartoon ones.
I
Those
watched
were
the cartoon.
Fun. Yeah, they're so fun. But yeah, I've been trying to get back into one of the shows. I just finished watching the third season of From. I know you did too.
I was just about
Yeah.
to say,
Man, if you guys haven't watched From, it's freaking amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the third season, the season finale episode, just like blew my mind, and I'm like ready for season 4, but unfortunately season 4 doesn't come out till 2026. So I'm like, what the hell am I gonna
yeah,
do?
you got a couple of years. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a year and some change.
Yeah,
but
they're gonna start filming in January, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that's definitely one of my favorite like horror based shows.
Yeah.
So fun,
Yeah.
so good.
It's the best so far.
Yeah.
I need to finish it. I'm like midway through season 2, but I got caught up in watching Penguin
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like Penguin was so freaking
Another
good.
show that I really want to get into is X-Files, like the original
Oh,
series.
man, those
Yeah.
are great,
man.
dude.
They show
So
reruns
good.
on this channel, Comet. It's like
Okay.
you can get through.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
And,
I'll have to
like
check it
like
out.
the good ones from like season 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Does
it got
any-
weird at the end.
Yeah. It's hard to figure out how to end something like that. Did anybody ever watch Millennium?
Yeah, dude. With
I
the guy from Alien.
Lance Henriksen, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't watch it because I was kind of like, a chicken back then, and my parents were like, "That's too scary for you," and they wouldn't let me watch it. But like,
But I'm grown now.
I'm grown now. And I'm going to try to find it. I tried to find it to stream one time and I couldn't find it.
That's wild.
It's got to be out there somewhere.
You know what show
I was just thinking of that.
I watched one season of that. I'm like, man, I should have watched more, and maybe I might. It's Bates Motel.
Oh,
I watched
I just finished it. Yeah.
The first season was solid.
Yeah. I
like
watched the
that
first
one.
season.
Is that the one with Vera Farmiga, or was that her
Yeah.
name?
I think
Plays
so.
the mom.
Oh, yeah, she plays
Yeah.
the mom, right?
And
Yeah.
Freddie Highmore, who does a fucking amazing job.
Good call. Was there more than one season of that?
I believe so.
Okay.
5. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. I
Yeah.
gotta go back then.
Gotta
I'm
go
gonna
back
tell
and
you
watch
this right now. Please do.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. And
Okay,
that was a
cool.
show that like I knocked out in like a week. I was like, it
remember-
pulls you back in.
I remember digging the first season when it came out. We watched it. And I liked it.
What was that show? The Haunting, maybe?
Oh,
Haunting of Hill House.
yeah, Haunting
Yes,
of Hill
of
House,
Hill
and
House.
then Bly Manor.
Fuck.
That's some
That
of the
was
best
such
Yeah.
a good
episodic
show.
horror.
Like such an
Yes.
amazing show. I binge watched that, and it was like I just was so addicted to it. I would watch it because I think it's like hour episodes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would be like, I need to watch more, and I'm like, dude, I gotta go to sleep because I have to wake up at 5, and I'm like, I gotta watch one more episode. I was just so stuck and so addicted to that show. It's so good.
It's
Amazing.
movie quality. Like
Yeah.
some of those episodes are like pieces of art. They
It's
have super
beautiful.
long, uncut shots, and it's just like I don't know how they pulled off some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So good.
That tall guy was
Tall
Oh
guy's
yeah,
so
so,
good,
so
man.
crazy.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Like I'm a sucker for gothic spooky.
Mm.
So like that, it hit every note for me.
Even the movie. What was that?
The Haunting.
The Haunting, right?
The Haunting,
that was
yeah.
kind
Which
of
I
It's all
love.
about Hill
Yeah,
House.
it's a good
Oh,
one.
gosh.
Yeah.
Hill House.
Hill House.
hey,
Yeah.
see what you did there.
Yeah.
Hey.
But even that one, who was in that? Liam Neeson, freaking
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
That one's
Oh,
good.
Wilson was in that.
That
Yeah.
one's solid.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He's still the same character. He's in everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, that one's good.
That means
Oh, shake it.
What's up, buddy? Welcome back.
Yeah, he came in with his toy.
is there anything anybody's looking forward to coming out in 2025? Because we're almost at the end of this year,
Yeah,
and there are some cool things coming out next year.
there is. I mean, I guess I don't have nothing on top of my head. I know there's a couple you guys said earlier.
Yeah.
Don't want to steal you guys'. So
I know. I shouted it out. I call 28 years later.
Oh, yeah.
I'm super excited
When's that
about
supposed
it.
to come out?
I think it's like
Next
a
year?
summer movie.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
I think they're making Beetlejuice 3 as well. I just seen that today.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
I just seen that today, but
guess the
it might
second
be
one did so
it might
good,
be
huh?
some AI picturing, but that's what I seen today. I didn't do much research on it, but I seen it on a poster. It's like Beetlejuice, and yeah. So it's the third one. That might be
Where is
actually
he?
fitting since
It's
you have to
simple
say
math.
his name 3 times
Yeah.
to summon him. So that might be kind of fitting.
He's going to be putting in some work.
Yeah.
Let me say something really quick, and then I'm going to come back to 2025 looking forward movies. This is something that vexes me. It's the thing on YouTube. I just got hip to these AI concept trailers. Some of them it'll be a thumbnail and it'll say Friday the 13th, 2025,
Yeah, they're believable.
Blumhouse. And you're like, fuck yeah, they finally are doing it. And you click on it, and it's an AI trailer where the first 30 seconds of it is just mashed up pieces of the previous movies with a voiceover. So you're like, oh, this is real. And then Jason's mask like has ears, and then it changes because it's like budget ass fucking AI. I'm sorry, but it made me upset. Like, I was so
Jesus,
excited
mask
For sure.
has
and then
ears.
it fell into my algorithm, and then somebody made one with it was like so stupid. It's like Chucky and Michael Myers versus Freddy and Jason because they're friends now. What the fuck? What is Chucky gonna do?
Chucky's gonna
Get outta here.
get whooped.
Yeah.
As much as I like him.
What movie are you looking forward to in
Yeah.
2025, Paolo?
Honestly, I don't know about next year, but I think Richie right before said Terrifier 3 came to Amazon Prime. I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters. I really want to see that movie, and especially since Christmas is coming up. So end of year kind of movie. That's the one I'm kind of looking forward to, because I did not see Terrifier until until I think Nick picked it for
Episode
for
2.
what we were doing, and damn, that's like that catapulted itself to one of my It's such a freaking good series, so I can't wait for the third one of that.
Might understand everybody in this room has not seen the new Terrifier.
No one. We haven't.
Correct.
You
Okay.
haven't either,
That's
right?
weird.
No, this
Dude.
And I got a
This
good
weekend.
excuse.
Let's all watch it together, bro.
Dude, I'm down. But my excuse is I can't go to the movie theaters because of the baby.
That's a good
Honestly,
excuse.
that's the only reason I didn't watch it. I wanted to
he's
watch
like,
it so bad.
What's yours?
I almost went to go watch it. Yeah, what's yours? No, I really wanted to watch it, but Nora, my wife, wanted to watch it as well. And it was like one of those things I can't go to the movies by myself and not watch because she wanted to watch it as well. So I had to like suck it up. And she's out of town this week. So as soon as she gets back, that's the first thing we're doing. We're going to watch Terrifier 3.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah. That's going to be awesome. So 2025, I just got to say, man, I'm looking forward to Scream Boat. All right, guys, the Mickey Mouse copyright or whatever like expired. So now they're going to start doing what they do with Winnie the Pooh. And normally I wouldn't care. But David Howard Thornton, who plays Terrifier Clown Art, he's going to be Steamboat Willie and
What
play
the
a
heck?
mass murderer on this like boat trip in New York, I think. Yeah. The poster looks dope. You got to check it out.
Damn.
So, Scream Boat. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I got to do some more researches on movies that are coming out this next year. I haven't in 2025. I haven't really like looked into like what's coming up.
Right.
Just been kind of focused on like right now. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
But I am excited to just see all these movies. Kind of like I know when the year ends, they'll start kind of like pushing that out. You know, just like let's start brand new. The new year's starting, and they'll start putting out all these trailers and stuff. So I'm excited to see what they're coming out with, and you know, to start the first quarter of the year.
Hell
That should be
Yeah.
fun.
Word.
Oh, I think there's possibly a new Silent Hill movie coming out. And that's one where like AI fake trailers would trick me into thinking that there was a new Silent Hill movie coming out and then there wouldn't be, and it would break my heart. I think there really is this time.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I think there really is.
Glad to hear it's legit.
Yeah,
If you find a
that
real
one's so
trailer,
good.
send it.
Yeah,
send it
I
our
know,
way.
right?
So we always
100%.
wear. So I was telling the guys, we always have like cool shirts, and I'm like, "What's your shirt about? What's your shirt about?" So just real quick, my shirt, House of Black. It's wrestling team, and it's like a horror-based wrestling team. And I'm like, man, I really wanted to wear this one, so just want to share it with y'all.
Yeah.
So I've got Lucio Fulci's Zombie, or as it's known in Italy, Zombie 2, because sequels sell better. True story.
What the heck?
Quick story about that movie real quick. At the end scene, there's a bunch of zombies walking across some big bridge in New York. There's a few, I don't know the names, but there's like 500 people, and none of that was authorized. They had to do it like they had vans of people for the extras, opened it up, they got out, walked, filmed it, and got the hell out of there. It's like it's pretty
wow.
legit right there.
Renegade
yeah,
filming.
yeah, guerrilla
That's
style.
tight.
Yeah. What shirt do you got
Pretty
on?
cool.
What do you got, Hill?
I'm wearing a hoodie today and I'm burning alive because I run hot and it was a bad choice, but it's a cool hoodie. It glows in the dark. It's got like these
Oh, dope.
Ouija board planchette yes no thingies on the sleeves, and then it's got like a fortune teller on the front. And then it has a bunch of ghosts on the back, and the whole thing glows in the dark.
really
Cool.
It's from Halloween T-shirt Company, which you guys should all buy clothing from because their designs are amazing.
I will start. I haven't heard of them.
Oh, yeah.
Mine is the
That's a
least
good one.
Halloween out of everybody. Mine's the Studio Ghibli. My Neighbor Totoro. It's the least scary movie ever. There's no antagonist. It's
He's-
just all pure joy and
You said the best thing about it, Hillary.
Yeah, but like it goes with the movie of today, which is Cabin Fever, because Cabin Fever took place in a forest.
that's right.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Tie-in.
That was good. Full circle.
Faced.
Full circle.
Face scratch moded.
I want to say something really quick since we're coming back to Cabin Fever, okay? That old man in the store, when he's talking about the lady with the palsy who knocked down all his Shirley Temple glasses, and then he took her in back and gave her some Coke and ammonia? Yeah. Was he talking about like 50 years ago when Coke was illegal? Or was it like
Maybe,
something
dude.
like...
He's really laissez-faire with that.
Yeah.
Just like, oh yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, I just wanted to...
I love
no,
that old
that
shopkeeper
old guy
is
was
so good.
Hey, bang for your buck. That guy had like
gosh.
a lot of good lines. He was just
For sure.
jibber jabbering in there. He was just like, "Don't break that. That's fox piss. You'll make a bunch of friends. You'll have no bunch of friends in no
come
time."
down
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Gosh. I love
All
that
right,
movie.
great movie.
Awesome pick.
We decided that we're gonna let Richie pick the last because
Since
he's
I
the
haven't-
number one loser.
I'm the number one loser. I have not won. I have not won any rock paper scissors games, so I never got to pick. So today I'm gonna pick, and you know, it's been a weird one for me because I'm like, I want to pick a vampire movie just because we haven't picked any vampire movies, and I was kind of going through a couple, and I kind of asked them what they would think, but I kind of went backwards, and I'm like, you know what, that doesn't define like how I came up in my vision of a movie that I'm like, that's my movie, you know. So I'm going with the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Lost Boys today.
All
The Corys.
But yes,
Tale of Two Corys.
Lost Boys is a movie that I watch frequently throughout all the time that I've been alive, and I've watched it since I was a little kid. I still watch it now, and I'm very excited to talk about it on the next episode. But I also want to give you guys a side quest, since we're talking about side quest, a side quest of a movie, and that's gonna be Krampus. And the reason why is because we're getting closer to Christmas
coming
and
up.
it's something that we should talk about. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys get a chance to, that'll be our side quest,
For sure.
not our main focus, but our side quest.
Yeah.
If you guys are down.
Can
I love that movie.
With pleasure.
I already watched the first hour of it this morning while I was working.
Which one?
Krampus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do it again and finish it.
Okay,
So
cool,
good call.
cool,
Good call.
cool,
Love the side
I
quest.
But
love
yeah,
it.
the side quest has to be, and then the next time around we'll start the game all over again.
Yeah, we'll reset.
Yeah.
We'll reset.
And then,
Hopefully
I'm ready.
Nick's fingers have cooled down a little bit.
You know what?
Let
Broken
someone else
clock's
win.
right twice a day too, man.
I'm ready to be a loser again.
Put those things on ice, bro.
But yeah, we hope that everybody, by the time that everybody watches this, it'll probably pass Thanksgiving. So we hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Yeah, and we hope that these are something that you guys keep on watching, especially like when you're like riding in the car after your trip far away from family and stuff like that. You're like hearing these podcasts, and they're enjoyable enough to like get you guys going through the trips and stuff like that. But make sure you guys like and subscribe. That's very important for us, you know what I'm saying, especially for us to grow and keep on making these podcasts. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Please do that for us, and follow us on Instagram as well.
For
I
sure.
like that. Nothing brings you home like the sweet sounds of Freaks and Geeks of Horror podcast.
There you go.
Boom.
All right,
Awesome.
thanks, y'all. Take it easy.